If you would like to come into a seat, because it's Friday and there is a special magic to Fridays that enlivens the soul. I don't know if it's the coming of that potentiality of the weekend that just really gets me excited for practice on a Friday morning, but I am always super keen to jump onto the mat and get to flow. But if this morning you're not feeling that same connection of energy, then we'll come to utilizing the breath. We'll begin by planting the hands down. I'm just going to position myself so I'm not, at least, even if I'm sideways, not at least skewy to the earth. There we go. Keeping it real, everybody. Bring the hands down and we'll work with breath to begin to create that vitality, that energetic connection to prana, which is the life force that we breathe in with every inhale. And as we exhale, we let go of anything that is depleted within us so we can surrender over that which we need to just transition out. So take a few shoulder rolls. Just let those shoulders loosen so the diaphragm can be free flowing with each breath. Let the chin come parallel to the earth. Connect down to the seat. Can you feel the earth beneath you as you inhale, that lifting of energy up through your crown? The eyes close. As you come into that connection with the body, can you feel the organic, rhythmic flow of your breath exactly as it is? Just notice the natural movement of the breath in your body, the opening of the lungs with each inhale, the softening and the release of the chest with each exhale. I'm going to work with victorious breath this morning, Ujjayi breath. So if you imagine that you had a mirror and you're going to fog the mirror, it's that sound on the exhalation. It's a whispering in the back of the throat. But we do it through the nose. So we inhale through the nose. And then like you're fogging up that mirror, inhale through the nose. And like you're fogging up that mirror. Begin to soften your inner ears to listen to that natural rhythmic whisper of breath in the body. Do you feel the warming sensation that comes with our Ujjayi breath? Preparing the body and lighting that inner fire that's going to power us through every movement in today's practice. If you need a little bit more energy this morning, draw a little bit more in. Breathe it in from the air around you and let it come down and suffuse every cell of your body. And then as you exhale, that release of anything that's there that's not quite serving you this morning. Let's begin by moving the spine. So think of circling it around. We're just going to slowly begin to move into the ribs, but the hips will stay grounded. So like the hips are that base point, and we're just going to rotate and move the spine, curling it around. As you come forward, you might want to let the heart come in. As you exhale, you might want to scoop out through that belly. Excuse me, early morning. Haven't done a lot of talking yet. Round and round, and pause, and we'll go the other way. So think of movement just being reaching or flowing up from the core of your body, right down from the seat. Asana means seat. As we rise and flow it up through the crown. Just till everything in your body is becoming languid with movement. 3 big circles, 2, 1. And then when you come back to center, think of again just drawing tall. Reach down through the seat, find a connection, gently draw the ribs down and in and the shoulder blades onto the back. Let the chin come up and just circle the nose. So now it's just the neck and the head that are in motion. The rest of the body is seated and we're just easing up. Sometimes we can bring tension from the night's sleep into the neck. We want that head to be able to move freely and not to feel tight or constricted in any way. Like the breath, it's going to be free flowing with us in our practice. So loosening and softening. Beautiful. When you're ready, we're going to come up into a standing position. So we'll stand up. I don't know if you can see me there. Oh dear, I do appear to have chopped my own head off. So I'm going to step back a little bit so I can stay in the frame. All right, beautiful. Nice grassy bits on the mat this morning. Come to the back of your mat. Let your shoulders cascade down your back. As you inhale, reach the hands up nice and tall. As you exhale, take a big bend in the knees as you dive forward. Bring the hands down and come to Uttanasana. Nice folded position here. We're going to get the toes together and the heels out, and then open up the seat as we reach up and take a little chair pose. So we're looking up and we're feeling that day. So lifting and reaching up. I'm going to turn and face the front here. So we're going to lift and lift, but you'll be at the back of your mat. As we exhale, dive forward, scoop the belly down onto the thighs, and then cascade the weight into the toes as you lift the hips. Keep open through the seat, squeeze the inner tips of the knees together as you inhale, hands come up. And then like you're embracing the day. Draw that line of fire up from Manipura, from the core, and reach it out through your heart. And then exhale, you can draw the belly onto the thighs before you let the hips come up. Give you some support through the back. Bend the knees, reach the hands. Rise with breath. You're feeling a little bit playful this morning, yogis. It is Friday morning. Maybe you can lift right leg up. Woo, find your balance. Find your strength. Draw that navel in and place it down. Left leg. And you might feel one side of the body is ready to go. My dynamic nature is, but my yin soft side not so much. Bring it down and dive to the floor. Separate the feet out hip distance. Maybe even a little bit wider if you're feeling tense, and take a little bend through the knees just to soften those hip flexors up. Hands going to come out in front of the nose, and we'll inhale. We'll take a big bend in the left knee as we straighten and stomp the right foot into the floor and lift the right hand up. Little twist. Beautiful. That might be enough for you. You might want to put the right hand and just rest it on the back, but just release the neck here and think of chicken winging open through that right elbow. Deepen the bend into the left knee, stomp that right foot into the floor. As you inhale, we'll reach the hand up and draw it all the way to the earth. Let's swap it over. Right hand comes up, right knee bends, left hand lifts, heart rotates, maybe you look to the thumb. Elongate to that crown, stomp that left foot, sink the belly down. For the breath, open up across the chest. As you exhale, relax it all the way down. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. All right, bend into both your knees. Let's sprinkle that earth of the hands. Come forward. Have a big bend so you can turn the toes out. You want your feet a little bit wider than hip distance perhaps, and maybe this morning you're not ready for Malasana Yogi Squat. You need to have your heels up. Maybe you want to take a few little bounces and just warm up through the hips. Come all the way up for a moment. Bend the knees, come down. Maybe this time the seat comes a little bit lower, the heart can lift a little more, and then come up. Chin in. 2 more times. Slow it down. You'll feel the warmth of the legs as they begin to wake up. And they're such powerhouses of our body. They get lots of blood flowing. Bend the knees. Let the heart come up. Woo, always reposition here. And use your elbows to open up across the span of your legs. Then your heart can lift. You can come back to those circles through the head. Trying to center down through the heel. But notice if the shoulders are pulling up. Still thinking about broadening out from that sternum. Maybe little rock side to side. Again, if you're feeling playful with your balance, you lift up one heel And transition down the other heel, just warming up those ankles. Good morning, Mr. Ankles. And both. And balance. 5, 4, 3, a little bit higher on my toes. 2, 1. Feet come down to the floor. Turn yourself around and come onto all fours here. And then we'll take some cat-cows. Round through the spine, curl and ripple. As you inhale, belly button melts, let the heart glide forward, let the tailbone lift. Exhale, round as you press the earth away. Lift. And lower everything down. 2 more times. Round as you scoop dome to the shoulders, let the chin draw in. And exhale, belly softens, tail reaches back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Let's begin to open up the side body. Swing the right leg back and then reach it all the way over to the left side. Think of a big stretch from your right heel, which is drawing to the left, up to your right shoulder, which is curving around to the front left-hand corner of your mat. So you're feeling that broadening of the space between each of the ribs. Big breath in, sliding from ankle to shoulder. Big breath out. 2 more. And then we'll bring it all the way back. And we'll open the leg out to the side. So gate pose. Ground down through the outer edge of your right foot. Use your core and lift yourself up. Let's take the side body stretch the other way. Bring the right hand down, cascade it towards the right shin. Lift the left hand up. Notice if the head is pulling and create that space in the neck. And then let the fingertips just move through the air as the side waist relaxes. Big breath in. Feel that movement of prana into the body. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. We'll use the core to come all the way back to center. We're going to push those hips forward now. So a little back bend. Let the elbows come back. Let the hips open as you lift the heart space up. Chin lifts. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go the other way. Push the hips back. Think of the hands sprinkling down to find the floor. Releasing out into the inner thigh. Walk the hands forward as much as you can as you press back through those hips. Chin can come down. Think of Anahatatasana, our puppy pose, or like a downward facing dog with one leg out to the side. As you inhale, come all the way up. Engage into the core, lift the leg, take it back. Kick off that earth and place it down on the floor. Let's prepare for the second side, spreading into the fingers, stretching back through the left leg, engaging the core, lifting it up and taking it all the way over to the right. And now, as you press out through the heel, feel that curving around left shoulder to the front right-hand corner, the pressure down through the toes over at the right-hand side of the mat. And the space opens up as the left side body lengthens and the right side body shortens. The breath fluid though, and balancing inhale to exhale. Really feeling the breath move into the left lung to create that openness in the left side. Face just stays soft and gentle. Breath in and breath out. As you inhale, there's that engagement in the core as you swing the leg all the way around and to the side, plant down to the edge of the foot. Feel the strength in your body lifting you up. And let's take that second side. So we'll open up the other side body. We'll reach the right hand up and over the head. Beautiful, and let the fingertips explore the space as they walk towards left ankle. Let the neck grow nice and long here. Plant down through right knee, so you've got a really firm base. And then feel the side expand with breath. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, draw the belly in, reach the hands forward. Think of our puppy pose or our downward facing dog. The hips draw back as the hands reach to the front of the mat. The chin can tuck in, the neck is elongated, and the breath is moving from the crown down to the tail. Feel the inhale, walk the length of the spine. Three, 2, and 1. Lift the leg up, take it back, shake it out. I'm just going to swap around. You're going to stay exactly where you are as we come down onto our bellies. So you can come down any way that you'd like. Nice, slow, lower, lower, lower to the earth. Just going to move my microphone out of the way so hopefully you can still hear the sound. And then we'll come up onto the fingertips and set up for a rolling cobra to really open up those shoulders this morning. Chin's nice and long. Spend a few little moments just saying hello to your shoulders. Hello, shoulders. And then from here, as we inhale, we'll press the earth away with the fingertips. Let the chest come up and create that space. You can draw the belly in if you want that little bit of extra protection for the spine. As you exhale, a rippling motion as the belly finds the earth. Elbows bend, chest softens down. Inhale, press and feel that reaching, lifting. Chin can come up and you're embracing the day. Maybe you can see the sun as it rises above the horizon and drop yourself back down. Beautiful. Inhale, that lifting. Let the heart draw up. Maybe a little bit more of a hold here. Find a smile. And then slowly come all the way down to the floor. If you need a little release out for those hips, hands come down, knee to the side. We'll take a little half tree pose here. So you've got your left knee out and your right leg can come in so you can rest the foot onto that right calf and then melt down the space between the hip and the leg. This little back bend here, like a gentle swing, so you can have the head rested. Whatever's working for your body today, whatever's working for your breath. Just feel that release and open while the body's still held by the earth. The left hip can relax. Then we'll take the other side. Left leg will come to the center of the mat. The right leg will open out. And we'll bring the foot in, plant it onto the connection point in the left calf. And then maybe you've got that little sphinx pose if you want the extra compression into the back. Maybe you're resting the head if you just want a little bit of softness this morning. And then we're going to melt down that space between leg and hip. Feel the breath move as it widens the space between the back of the hip points. A little bounce in the belly as each breath moves down to fill the body and to relax the body. One more time. Let it go. When you're ready, bring the knee back, hands come in, and we slowly press up. Nice and slow. Press, press, press. Scoot those knees underneath and take a big long child's pose here. Just let the muscles of the back stretch as the fingertips reach forward. The chin tucks in. The breath fills the back lungs. The breath leaves the back lungs. 2 more times. Inhale. That spreading sensation across the back. Exhale. That softening into belly. Inhale. Fill the body. Exhale. Relax the body. Last breath. And when you're ready, ride your breath up. Spread your fingers nice and wide and we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Just walk back through those feet and take enough of space between the feet that the hips can open. Press the floor away, engage the shoulder blades into the back, draw the navel in and create that length around the sacrum. So there's no dumping into that mid or low back. The tailbone is high as the sit bones reach for the sky. And the chin can stretch out. It's like you've got a little block. You're going to drop your head down, but then press the earth away. And you feel that power in your trunk. 3, 2, 1. Let's lift the left leg up. It's going to be like we do pigeon pose, but we're not actually going to do pigeon pose. We're going to take the knee to the nose. We're going to sink it down, and then we're going to lift it back up. Take the knee to the nose, travel it over towards the left. I need a little bit more strength. Open the heel towards the right, and then kick it all the way back up. One more time. Knee towards left wrist, heel towards the right. Plant the toes down, take that back leg back, and look up for a little moment. Getting a back bend here. And then spring back, leg back, land it down, downward facing dog. Let's do the other leg. Inhale, right leg up. As you exhale, ripple through the spine, knee to nose, and then touch it towards right wrist. Draw left heel to the towards right heel towards left hip. Kick it back. Exhale, round and curl. Lift up the chest maybe this time. Reach the elbows back to wrap the triceps. And lift. One more time. We'll bring it all the way down. Tuck the toes so you can lengthen up. Create that stretch to the back. And then up to the sky. Leg comes back. Leg comes down. Downward facing dog. I'm going to go for a walk with the hands. We're going to walk back towards the feet. As you do that, you'll feel yourself move into Uttanasana. Bend the knees when you need to. Make sure the shoulders aren't taking too much strain. Loosen them up and let the neck be soft. You can rock the way into the toes here. Rock it back into the feet. If you've got any tension in the back this morning, bring the hands and just gently brace. That way you won't be pulling into those muscles either side of the spine. As you inhale, we're going to slowly grow tall. Slowly rise all the way up. Let the shoulder blades be the last thing to lift, and then the head arises. And we're ready to take our tree pose. Stepping into the middle of the mat, fingertips reach down towards the floor, and then the lift of the heart lets us feel the light just open up the chest. Plant down through left foot, and it's always fun when you're on the earth because you've got that unsteady base. Bring the toes in and use the abdominal muscles to lift the knee up. We're going to open it out to the side. Now notice what's happening to those left hip if it just starts sinking out, and think about using the whole of the strength accessing from the ankle to the hip bone. Bring the foot in. Whoop. Now you're either going to bring toes to the floor if you want that little bit of extra stability, toes onto the calf. We're going to avoid the knee area though. That's where a lot of people want to go, that mid region. That's the one place that we don't want to hang out. So we want to be up or down, but not on the knee. And maybe the hands can come to the heart here. And as the thumbs come up, the sternum just knows to rise to meet them. Shoulders down. And now how wide can you spread the toes of your left foot? So I'm feeling that little wobble and balance as I try and reach down and grip the earth. Can you feel 4 corners of the foot? Left big toe, the center of the heel, the inner arch of the foot, and the outer edge. As you create that sensitivity, the foot like a hand. Let's reach out, if you can, peace fingers on right big toe. If not, just take the hand out, just keep the shoulder open and kick the leg to the side. But maybe you can come into B position here. We're going to open the left hand out. Whoa, maybe not today. We're going to open the left hand out and we're going to expand across the chest. I'm just going to balance and practice breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warrior 3. Swing that leg right around to the back. Bring the hands forward and think of the body coming into one line. Toes reach, fingers reach, and the body becomes a letter T shape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to hinge down, let the hands find the floor, rise up onto the toes of the left foot as you kick the right heel for the sky. So now we're working a little bit into the calf, sweep back to that left hip, look back to the right toes. Can you straighten out the back of the right leg as you point the toes down to the floor? Nice little preparation for handstand. 3, 2, 1. Right leg comes down. A big breath out. Not that you were holding your breath at any point in that sequence, of course. And then we'll just let the hands find the elbows. We'll let the body roll the weight into the toes, and we'll let go any tensioning in the neck, any tensioning in the shoulders.
3, 2. Remember, hands can come onto the legs if you need the support for the back. We're going to slowly come all the way up. So maybe support yourself if you're feeling any tension in that spine this morning. Once you've got the heart lifted, you can begin to reach down and find the power in your legs. Lift all the way up, and we'll take that second side. So you want a nice firm base here. Reach down, spread your toes, and then think of the powerhouse of the body from the foot right up to the seat, and from those powerful hips up to the shoulders. Now, can you use the muscles of the abdominals to lift up that left leg? You might just want to balance it here, and then we'll open it out to the side. At the same time, we're going to open across the hips. So you'll feel any pulling that's happening in the outer hips or the inner thighs. And just noticing, I notice that I want to sway over to the side. So can you bring yourself and align your spine directly in the middle of those hips? Maybe toes come down to the floor. You want that stability so you can keep the broadness across the front body. Maybe you want the foot to come up and rest. Maybe you're going for that higher element, skipping up and above the knee. But spending a little moment, think about pressing the leg into the foot, not just the foot into the leg. So you feel that there's that zipping and that gathering together. Whew. If you look around, yogis, it's harder to balance. Let your gaze, your drishti rest on something to focus the mind. You can feel that drawing back into center. The hands can come to the heart to remind the heart to draw tall, and then we'll find that softness in the face as we embody the strength of the tree. Reach down into those roots of the toes, plant them into the earth and let them be a foundational base. Come back to the vitality of the breath. Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, and that fogging out through the nose as well. Ooh. And that's okay. Even yoga teachers have their stumbling blocks in their days, or they're less balanced and perched than others. Let's reach down and grab a hold of the big toe if that's available. If not, just bring your hand in, and then we'll extend the foot all the way out. As you open up the right hand, there's that little bit of counterbalance for the weight in the body. And then we've got that midpoint as we reach the heart and open across the chest. Plant down. Can you feel the big toe, the heel, the outer edge, the inner arch? Let's swing it round into warrior 3. So hold this for one more breath, just so you get an equal opening in the inner thighs, and then we'll swing it all the way around. And as you do so, pull the right hip back as the hands come to meet at the front. The body turns into the letter T shape. Reach back, toes and hands come forward, draw the core in, and then bring your shoulders to align with your hips, to align with your heel. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hands are going to come down, find the earth. At the same time, you're going to lift up onto your toes and get your heel up. As you kick back, look towards your left toes. And I always notice my knees going out to some strange angle. Power up through the back of the foot. And then lift the heel as high as you can without opening your toes to the side and externally rotating the hip. We'll hold for 5. Think of lifting the core. Think of cat pose. It's going to give you the curl and lift that one day will float you into your beautiful handstand. 3, 2, 1. Then we'll plant the feet down to the floor. Open the legs wide and sink back into Malasana. Now we can let those hips get heavy. You can relax out that neck. You can feel any fieriness of the breath. Just release. And how delightful that we're down near the floor. Come all the way down. So swing the legs around. And we'll set up for Navasana, boat pose. We'll go all the way down into Ardha Navasana this morning. So you might want to bring yourself closer to the front of the mat just so the head doesn't find the grass. Hands come up. Lots of different ways to come into this pose. You might want to begin by scooping at the back of the thighs and drawing the knees to the chest. Think of curling out through the belly. Beautiful. And then let the sternum be light, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Maybe the toes can come out and align, and just looking at your toes. And that might be it today. Maybe you're squeezing the inner tips of the knees together to help you stay balanced as you reach your hands out. You got to keep breathing here. So if you stop breathing as you balance upon those sit bones, come back to Ujjayi, the victorious breath to fire you up and find that connection to your core.
And then come all the way up into a V shape if that's available to you. Hands can come near the ears, heart floats, shoulders draw into the back. Chin's loose though. Don't over effort through the neck or the jaw. We're going to slowly bring it down. So you can keep the hands near the ears if that's available to you. As you come down, maybe the hands are coming forward. As you reach, think of everything lifting up. Keep the glutes above the mat. And then let's hover. And come all the way back up. We're going to do 50 of these. Come all the way down. That's 10. Let's lift up. I think that's now 30. Would you agree? Come all the way down. 40. All the way down. Let's make this one 50. Do you like the way I count, yogis? Come all the way up. 3, 2, 1. Draw the knees into the chest. Let the feet come together. Now we'll round forward and hinge. I like to get the elbows in and just encourage a little dance. Those knees to soften. Connect into the big toes. And then when you're ready, bring it a little further forward. If you want to elongate those heels in front of you, so you've got a wider diamond shape, that's available to you as well. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and breath out. Connect into those toes. Drop it down a little lower maybe. Breath in and big breath out. From here, slowly lift yourself up. Just gather the knees in. And we'll take a little seated twist. Scoop the left knee, I'm going to face the front now. The left knee to the center of the mat. Bring the right leg over the top and get your sit bones down to the floor. If you can, sweep the right hand around, press the hand into the earth, and then take the left elbow up and over. Slowly rotate your gaze towards your right shoulder. As you inhale, there's a lifting and the drawing up of the crown towards the sky. Massage out the belly with each exhalation. Plant down to the foot with each inhalation. And finding the exchange of breath in, out, in, and out, in, and out. Beautiful. Let's go in the opposite direction just for a moment. Swing the left hand back, take a nice big open twist. And we'll turn it back to center. Gumankasana. So we'll draw the right knee on top of the left and then see if we can get both the sit bones down. Now if that doesn't work for you, you can have your left leg out. So this is Ardha Gumankasana. This is an option too. I'm going to take the easier variation. I find this one just different because it brings the stretch into the hamstrings. Although it's what we do if we can't get the left heel towards right hip. Sit up nice and tall for a moment. Just feel that opening across your chest and reach down to find your seat. And then when you're ready, left hand is going to come all the way up to the sky. We'll let the thumb reach down and find the space between the shoulder blades. Right hand sweeps back, the fingertips come up, we grab a hold of the shirt. Maybe you've got long hair and you can use that, like Rapunzel climbing up the tower. Those left fingers rise up through the hair. Maybe get your chin parallel to the earth. We've got 5 and 4, 3 and 2. And when you're ready, there's a hinging forward. Look to the toes and create space. Not grow long. Breath in, breath out, breath in, elongate,
Breath out, soften down. Breath in and breath out. When you're ready, we'll slowly come all the way up. Release the fingers, circle out my neck if you need to. And let's work into the other side. So we'll take the right leg out nice and long. And we'll swing the left leg over and we'll come into a seated twist. So the right heel comes in and we start by finding the connection to the earth so we can rise the spine up tall. You might want to hug right elbow in if that's what you need to keep that little bit of extra support through the spine. Left hand, like the kickstand of the bike, swings around and elongates through the trunk. Maybe you're taking the elbow and you're using it to make a little bit more space. As long as you're not tensioning into that neck, just keep that watermelon of a head loosely floating on that toothpick of a neck. And then look towards the back, little reaching up to the crown, little squeezing out of the belly. It's a beautiful way to be out in the garden today, just experiencing this glorious Queensland morning and hearing all those native animals as they stir the morning into wakefulness. Sometimes these challenging times open up new opportunities or help us find old forgotten joys. It's certainly been a thing that I found with my practice, is enjoying doing things in a different way has brought a new freshness to what's happening on my mat. So they come all the way back to center. And if you're taking the full Gomukhasana, you can just pop that right knee on top of the left and scoop the heels in. Now if that's not for your body today, you've always got the option of grabbing a hold of a pillow or rolled up towel and popping it underneath your hip, or we'll take that right leg out. All right. From here, I'm going to bring the hands down for a moment and then just let the left hand float all the way up. When you're ready, let the exhale soften the thumb to reach back between your shoulder blades. Right hand comes around and the fingers will come up and they'll meet on the back. Find that gentle clasping as the fingers meet, and then find that lifting and the chin up to the sky. Find a smile to wear on your lips because you're excited about this next part of the journey as we drop down and we look towards our toes and we go, oh, hello hamstring, hello hip, hello triceps. And this is such a beautiful way to begin to wake your body up and greet each part as it comes more present in your awareness. Find your Ujjayi breath. Fire it into your practice, particularly if you find any bits that's gripping. Can you use the warmth of that breath to soften and remold the body in a more relaxed state? It's not that there's anything wrong with the body, the shapes that we have. They're not better if you can go deeper into a pose. But we all want to feel in our bodies that ability to move freely, and that's what we're looking for. Not necessarily a perfect looking shape in the body. As you inhale, we'll come all the way up. We'll free out those arms. You just might want to circle out that neck a few times. We'll find a little reverse tabletop here, or a little reverse plank. Good for the triceps, this one. We'll reach the hands behind. Take a little bend into the elbows, and your option can be here. If you just do some little drops back through your elbows, you'll feel some warming in your triceps anyway. Or maybe you want to bend your knees, bring your heels in, keep wide through the hands, embrace the drawing together of the shoulder blades and lift yourself up as you find your high tabletop or your reverse tabletop. You can let your chin come up so there's no constriction on the throat here, and then breathe as you hold. You can even do some little pulses. I'm not going to do any little pulses today. Some days we do and some days we don't, and that's okay. Press the floor away, let the chin lift up and find the strength. So even here you'll feel that you're really strengthening and working into your arms as you create those elongated shapes. The muscle fibers are still growing stronger, and then we'll let the hips scoot down.
All right, from here we're going to come down into a fish pose. So if you need to take the hands forward on the mat, maybe bring the elbows in underneath. And then the elbows are going to brace you against the earth. You're just going to let the chin fall back. So this is option A. I know it's nice and bendy, but don't tension or dump too much weight into that neck. Option B is to come all the way down to the floor. Maybe just draw the feet in nice and close. And then from here, squeezing the inner tips of the elbows, finding a nice stable length in the back of the neck. Legs come out, and then push the floor away as you lift the heart up and draw open across the chest. Such a glorious chest and heart opener, this one. And it's a back bend. Those two so often are synonymous, they go together. Press, press, press as you lift the heart space to the sky. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down, bring the feet in just so you can free out across those arms. Beautiful. And then from here, scoop the knees into the chest and just give yourself a little rock out through the sacrum. Just massage into that belly. We've done a bit of work with the core today, done a bit of balancing. Now let's release out those hamstrings. Right knee to the chest, left leg will come down to the floor. We'll do a little bit more work for the upper abdominals, so we'll keep here. We're just going to lift nose to knee. Press left foot down to the floor to keep you anchored through the tail and the hips. On the inhale, tuck your chin. On the exhale, blow the breath. Reach up, try and take nose to knee as you bring knee in and pull the right hip away. And then lower down, but keep that drawing in of the knee, so we'll release out through the hip flexor at the same time. Tuck the chin as you exhale, blow the breath away as you roll all the way up, but keep the shoulders soft, the elbows reaching towards the hip points, and then slowly lower all the way to the floor. Just try not to let the neck do the effort. Bring those elbows in, engage into the abdominals, tuck the chin first, exhale, blow the breath away. And then the hands will come underneath. You might want to scoop at the back of the calf or maybe onto the back of the thigh. And then let your left leg come out. You can lift up a little bit more and try and kiss your leg. As you exhale, come all the way down. Keep the legs up in those scissor shapes. You have the foot floated just to work the low core. For 3 and 2. And 1. You can drop that left foot down, rebend the right knee if you need to. Right hand comes out to the side, maybe the left hand just comes across, and we're just going to let ourselves roll over onto the left hip and take the gaze to the right to reset down through that low spine. So a lovely big spinal twist. Walk the breath all the way towards the right fingertips, so there's a openness across the front body. And Ujjayi breath. Although we'll begin to soften, we'll begin to let go of the victorious breath as we move to some of the gentler poses in the practice. If you're outside, you can look up. It's another spectacular day that's dawning for our beautiful little paradise. Maybe you're at home and you can imagine that vast blue sky above you. If you're indoors. Alright, from here you might want to rebend the knee to make it a little easier on the core as you come all the way back to center. Brush off the grass, put the foot down, reposition the body. Get a nice anchoring point through the right leg, lift the left leg up, scoop the fingers onto the shin, and then we're going to curl up knee to nose. So tuck the chin, slowly curl, curl, curl as you come up. As you exhale, iron out your spine. And drop it all the way down. Tuck the chin. Exhale, blow the breath away as we roll, roll, roll up. And lower, lower, lower down. One more time. Tuck the chin, blow the breath away. Come all the way up. Lift up. Hold up. Maybe let the hands scoop around to the back of the thigh. Maybe they're coming up with the calf. Let your right leg go out. And then bring your nose to your knee. Kiss your knee. And you can let yourself come all the way down to the floor through the upper body, but just keep the openness in the legs. Big stretch. Letting gravity do the work. 3. It's nice to let somebody else do the work for a while. Thanks, gravity. 2. 1. You can drop the right leg down. Bring the left leg to the floor. Right hand comes across. Rebend the knee if that's what's needed to keep the back safe here. We'll draw the chin over towards the left shoulder. Once you've found the floor, relax everything out. Breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. When you're ready, come all the way back to center. So maybe rebend the knee and make it a little bit easier. As you come in, set yourself up for a shoulder bridge. So scoop those feet underneath. You want to find a nice stability for your neck here. And then from here, we're going to press down into the feet, lift up through the hips, walk the shoulder blades together. We're going to hold this one. Often we roll when we're warming up, the first thing in the morning. But now we're just going to find a little bit of strength in those legs. And maybe you want to lift up onto those toes for a moment or two. Get a stretch out through your feet. Think of lengthening out that space in the low back. Engage the core. Press the shoulders into the floor. And feel the heart. Just draw the wisdom into the head. There's that natural slope that just lets it all transition down. And we'll feed that head space with that fresh new blood, but also with that fresh new perspective. When you're ready, heels can drop down. Feel how solid you are when you've got a firm foundation, and then unravel your spine as it comes down to hug the earth. Knees into the chest. Open up the legs, knees wide, flex the feet. Maybe scoop the hands to the back of the legs as you find our happy babies pose. Maybe the hands climb, climb, climb to the outer edges of the feet, and you're stepping onto the ceiling. Big breath in and big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. And big breath out. Bring the soles of the feet together. Scoop the hands down into the ankles. Open out those widths of the knees. Maybe a little rock side to side. Now, it's always a hard one to say whether or not to recommend halasana. You have to be really mindful of that cervical spine. So if this isn't your practice today, come back and find your happy babies pose. Come back here and just hang out, getting your tail long and heavy. Maybe you want to try a half halasana. So you want to draw the foot in, so the right knee into the chest, bring the left leg up, bring the hands down, pressing into the hands, rock up and scoop your hands behind. Then your knee can come to your nose and give you a little balance point as you try and touch left toes down to the floor. As long as that's okay for your neck, you can take a little scooping out of the spine and avoid transferring too much weight, particularly if you have any neck problems. Ideally, the elbows will come in. So restrictions in my shoulders do make this a little bit more difficult for me, but those elbows are going to try and come in as close as you can. This is a good one to do with a belt. When you're ready, hands come down. Can you slowly, define slowly, come all the way to the floor and then swap the legs over. So you can flex into that left foot and draw the knee into the chest with the left side. Press down and make sure that your neck is nice and balanced here and that there's not any pulling into the neck. So we're going to use the strength of the low core to begin to lift the tailbone as we press into the hands. You can scoop those hands down, bring your knee to your nose, and then bring your heel towards your bottom to help you engage the core. Bring the elbows in, and then your toes, right toes, can reach down to the floor. And a little half halasana or half plow pose. Or you could be just chilling and hanging happy baby. You're still going to get the benefits of inversion in that variation. And just different choices. And then hands come down and you can ravel the spine all the way down to the floor. Both the knees come into the chest. If you're feeling really motivated, as our last little opportunity, you can go to a both sides halasana. Maybe you want to come up and find a shoulder stand instead. So let your chest get open here, lift up to the toes, lift those hips up, walk those elbows in, get them as close as you can, and then let the inner tips of your knees come in. This is always where the shirt falls down. Inner tips of the knees come in, and the feet come slightly back from the face, more than you'll think. That's our shoulder stand. At the same time, I'm just going to walk my hands in to encourage me to lift up and out of the waist. There we go. And then fingers in. I'm trying to bring the elbows in, but the shoulders are tight this morning. That's somewhere I need to work. Maybe you're hinging from those hips as long as there's not too much weight traveling into the neck. Sometimes I like to think of cat pose and curl through the spine. It's not the traditional way of doing it, but it is one recommended by Gary Kravoff in his Yoga for Wellness book as a way of protecting that neck. So that's an option too. Like curling out, just so there's a little bit of backwards pull, so not all the weight is drawing into that fragile little part of the spine. When you're ready, hands can come down. We'll unravel the spine, roll, roll, roll to the floor. Feet come down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle everything out. And then maybe you're reaching the heels out and turning the palms up. Taking a deep breath in. A deep breath out as you decompress. A bit more comfortable place in the earth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let go of Ujjayi breath now. I'm going to sit up as you come into this final part of the practice, but I want you to stay down there and just remain relaxed. Not skipping our Shavasana. It's actually a very important part of the practice. It's where all the elements come together, where we find the real benefit of the practice as mind and body and breath unite into presence. In these moments, as the breath flows in to fill your body, you come back to allowing its natural organic rhythm. Breath leaves the body, a natural organic release that is present with each exhalation. Can you feel a shift, a flowing of energy that has been ignited by that connection of breath to body? Can you feel a lightness in the mind that comes from moving and releasing stagnation? And this can be the gift of yoga. It's often the times that we feel most stuck that we need movement more than ever. So throughout the day, if you're reaching any points where you're just feeling stuck or blocked, remember these moments of how you felt as you've moved. And maybe you just want to stretch your neck or spend a few moments centering into your breath. This calm and this peace and this place is always within you. You just need a little guidance to come back and reconnect. Deep breath in. And a long, slow release out. Deep breath in. And a long and slow release out. Yogis, if you have the opportunity this morning, if there's not somewhere you have to rush to, I welcome you to stay exactly where you are, planted on your mat, infused in breath and peace, that ananda, the bliss state that comes when we move deeper into the inner layers of our being. If you need to transition on to other activities today, draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a little squeeze. When you're ready, pick a side to rest your body on as you transition into a recovery pose, curled in, little ball, little seed upon the earth. Next inhale, we'll reach us down, fingers to the floor as we press up, and we'll all come to meet in a seat if you're finishing your practice with us today. Finding a mudra or a positioning for the hands, little bowl, hands up. Or you can let the hands meet at Anjali Mudra. It always reminds me to keep lightness in my heart and let my heart be the driving force that leads me through the day. Chin can humble down, shoulders can soften, and breath can fill the body. Take a few breaths just centering into the core of your being. And from this place of peace and stillness, I wish you a beautiful and glorious Friday. Namaste, yogis. Stay well, stay in gratitude, and keep moving. I'll see you soon.